Despite her early lack of experience, Dina and Hard Candy's enviable accomplishments have earned the respect of those beyond the fashion realm. But her success hasn't come without a few hard lessons.
I think the biggest thing that I've learned is the hiring process is crucial. I've been hasty in the past, really hasty, and it's because of the fact that when you're under the gun like that, and you're pressed for time and you're 3,000 orders behind, you got to do something. And when you're under that kind of pressure, you don't necessarily make the right moves. Hiring the right people for the right reasons and managing them properly has been the hardest, most difficult lesson I've learned.
Oh, Serena, it's cute.
I think it's really important to recognize when people do well. You have to make them feel as though it's their company too, that what they're working for, it's part of them.
So we want a full-time vendor.
Today, the mostly 20 and 30-something staffers do reflect a sense of pride about their individual contributions. And just as there are new colors to dream up and name,
Milk for the toe. That Toby one?
I don't think so. No.
there are plenty of opportunities to add their own ideas into the Hard Candy mix.
Dry to wet powder.
At this level, we're still implementing structure into the company because the company changes. It's in a constant state of transition, and it would make me nervous if it wasn't. Because I think that once you're not changing, you're kind of stagnating, and it's not a good sign. It inhibits your creativity, not only in terms of putting product out into the marketplace, but also in terms of being cutting edge in your corporate culture and team building within your culture and learning how to empower everybody that's working within your organization, along with yourself and your partners. So important.
Hard Candy's bold sense of color put the fashion world at its fingertips. But just as important has been its fetish for funky names.
My favorite hard candy color would be porno.
Names ripe with a sense of attitude, rebellion, and a wry perspective on popular culture. A yin and yang combination of the sweet and the perverse.
The names are just as fun as the colors are, and they're just very expressive.
When Hard Candy first started, we had pastels. We had sunshine, bubblegum, and sky, and we wanted to come up with something that was kind of the opposite of these happy-go-lucky colors. So we came up with some darker colors that had more gritty names, like porno, pimp, trailer trash, and those were kind of to offset the niceness or whatever. So we wouldn't just be candy, we would be hard candy.
Today, Hard Candy is the color authority for the fashion forward.
Our #1 selling nail polish is Ecstasy. Our #1 selling lipstick is Love Child. #1 selling lip liner is Hippie Chick. #1 selling eyeshadow quad is Techno. The #1 selling glitter eye is Cyber.
Every line has an intrinsic value to it by having its identity very clearly defined. Hard Candy's value is that it's futuristic, it's got a very specific, young, cutting edge, it's very hard candy.
Hard Candy has carefully maintained its cutting-edge image while expanding its product line beyond nail polish.
The second category we launched was lipstick. That's pretty easy because lipstick and nail polish generally are matched. After lipstick, it was lip liners. We're coming out with foundations and concealers, so each step has been a natural progression for us. The eyeline was a little bit different because with the eyeline we had to do a little bit of research, and luckily we have about a 90,000 name database that we have an 800 number that girls or women call us to ask about products, and we do market surveys with them.
We found through our mailing list and through our telemarketing that a lot of males were interested in wearing nail polish just as a fashion accessory. So we decided to design a line of nail polish that nobody else had done yet, designated towards males.
We named it all those silly names like libido and gigolo and testosterone. I mean, it was just a silly thing. It was meant to be something for a very niche market, a very small segment of the population, and it wasn't something that we knew we'd do volume on.
Male polish has found its greatest acceptance with young men on the East and West Coasts.
I think it's all just about attitude.
But Candyman's limited demand hasn't discouraged its creators. Hard candy has always been about quality over quantity.
It's sort of nice to be that kind of company where you can do something that isn't necessarily going to be very profitable, but is something that's really image-driven and is really comes from your gut.
While they may manufacture smaller quantities than their competitors, Hard Candy has captured an enviable share of adoring fashion press, sparking a rash of copycat products.
One of the problems is that when we create something and we bring it to the marketplace, anybody can go and purchase the product and develop something very close or almost exactly similar and put it out in the marketplace.
We developed Glitter Eye, which was a very unique, revolutionary product that was an eyeliner that was very soft, a powder formula with glitter in it. That was something that we had to pioneer categories for in terms of regulation with the CTFA.
There aren't that many people out there that manufacture pencils, so you kind of are forced into going with a certain group. We asked them if we could have 60 days kind of ownership over the formulation until we had it at least on the shelves in the stores, and they informed us that they were already manufacturing it for other people already.
Hard Candy now requires manufacturers to sign non-disclosure agreements. But even this protective measure won't stop less expensive knockoffs from finding their way to grocery and drug stores.
The competitive advantage that we have over them, and this is what we really are about, is being innovative and doing things in terms of what's next, what's cool, what do people want.
Hard Candy's hip status has also been bolstered by its exclusive distribution network.
As a company, we decided which distribution we wanted to be in, and we went to the premier stores in the U.S., Neiman Marcus, Saks Fifth Avenue, Nordstrom, and select doors of other department stores.
Certainly there are certain financial implications to selling in the distribution that I'm in versus a mass distribution. And I think a lot of that has to do with my creative integrity and just what I believe in. That's the environment that I feel comfortable in. Those are the shops that I shop at, or those are the stores or the boutiques that I identify with. And if I'm going to be creating product for a customer that I'm part of the group, or I'm part of that core customer group, it makes sense for me to distribute it in that channel.
Dina is 25, and she lives the lifestyle that is really our customer, so we haven't had to go after the more traditional market surveys, focus groups. We really are aware of what's going on with those demographics by just some of our employees and by the owner of the company.
Dina's promotional appearances, along with Hard Candy's toll-free hotline and new website, enable the company to stay close to its customer base.
We have our own website, and within the first 24 hours we had 48,000 hits. People were just exclaiming, like, you finally have your web page, and we're so excited, and this is my favorite color. So it's about the lifestyle, it's about the interaction that we have with our customer.
Best of all, the website is gathering information from candy girls in 21 countries around the world.
We've been very successful in London, Japan, and the United States. We plan to pursue South America.
We read a lot about what's going on around the world. We're really in tune with Asia right now. We spend time traveling. We've gone to Europe. We're always looking at how our business is doing in other countries, and that really helps us here as well.
With annual sales projected to top $10 million, Dina Mohajer is making the world her own Candyland.